what I'm saying is there's a reason you have strong negative emotions because you're living a crappy life. I want you to live your life that you prefer. And it starts with small things. And I don't care what's going on out there. I don't care what crappy situation you are with anything right now. You can start to build more things you prefer in your life today. The more your life feels out of control and it's just horrible, the more you need to put these things in your life that you prefer. Think about what a coach is. Why was it called life coach to begin with? And trust me, I was a life coach before it was cool. You can read my story, it's all in the book. And you can look at old videos or whatever. But what does a coach do for you? I'm Olympian, and which is never going to happen. Just say I'm an Olympian and I'm a gymnast and I need my coach to get me from this point to win the Olympics. What is the coach going to do? The coach is going to start with what I'm good at as a gymnast, what I need to learn as a gymnast, and get me from this point all the way to what that coach knows I need to be able to win the Olympics. That coach is going to encourage me. The coach is going to teach me. The coach is going to give me feedback. The coach is going to look over the videos of me when I did that one thing, how to change it. It's this hand-holding process of getting me to my goal to be an Olympian, hopefully that wins the gold medal, right? So what does a life coach do? A life coach first has to help you get clear on what it is you want. Because that's one of the biggest problems we have. We know what we don't want, but we don't know what we do want. Obviously, if I knew my goal was to be an Olympic gold medalist, I would know my goal. But life is about these smaller preferences that lead us to a big, beautiful life. And that's why I've already done so much work and so many tools, and I'm going to give you more with you on what is it that you want? Do you want this? Do you not want that? And it's this ability all day, every day to understand your preferences. And it can start really small. And I do this with my children a lot. I'm a completely different mother because their mother's a life coach. I'm always asking my children to use their brains, to think critically, to question things. And even when they're small, I ask them questions like, what would you do about that? Mommy, fix this for me. Okay, sure. Let's talk about it. What are some ideas you have to fix this? And the other thing I do with my children, which is so much not like previous generations, is I don't say, do as I say. I say, what do you want? What's important to you? So that's what I'm going to talk about today, understanding your preferences and how you learn how to do that. Now, I hope you've already been inspired a little bit in this conversation to understand, wait a second, I wasn't taught to believe in myself. Or I'm in a community or a situation where I'm always having to ask someone for advice. I don't have confidence in myself because I don't know what society wants from me. Or in the most extreme cases, I prefer an authoritarian model. I want someone to tell me what to do because I don't know. I don't trust myself. I hope none of this is you. But if it is, that's okay. We need to be able to believe in ourselves, stand up for ourselves, and to be able to join people that are like us, that believe in what we believe, and we're clear on what we want, and we're, for lack of a better word, we're co-creating something good together. We don't need to be told what to do. We need to understand ourselves. So the next skill is more about understanding your own preferences. So I've talked a lot about these negative emotions teach you, you don't want this. It's like, hello, you don't want this. Know what you do want. But this is an even more fun little game you can play. And this is understand your preferences. So if you came to my retreat and we had some really serious one-on-one time together, or I'm just seeing you weekly, but the retreats are really fun. What I would do, and I always give my clients homework. So I'm going to give you homework, and it's fun work, is understanding your preferences. So I'm going to give you an example of, like, I've told you a little bit about my kids. Like, I don't know, what do you like? What do you want? I want you to start asking yourself that. What is it you prefer? Again, get your notebook out and start writing this down. So what you're going to start doing is write down everything you prefer. I will tell you right now, I do not prefer the sound of the trash truck in front of me. I don't prefer it. So, okay, I'll tell you some things I prefer and some questions you can start asking yourself. What is the temperature of your environment that you prefer? What do you prefer when you look outside? What do you prefer to write with? I like Sharpies. What do you prefer to drink? What do you prefer to wear? How do you prefer to feel? So this next exercise is, what do I prefer? Piece of paper. What do I prefer? And start writing those things down right now. Okay? We're going to come back in a minute and we're going to talk about how you use this for your life. Now, you wrote down a list of the things that you prefer. How did that feel? It could feel one of two ways. You could be upset that you don't have that, but usually it makes you feel really good because it's you. It's what you prefer. And I want you to start putting some of those small things in your environment more. It could be buying the creamer that you prefer. And a lot of these, you're going to say, I shouldn't do that. I can't afford that, or someone's going to disagree with me. I mean, go rogue. I don't know, be a rebellion. Nudge that temperature of the house up or down 1 degree. Like, be a rebel. I want you to start putting more of those things in the environment. I want you to write with the pen that you prefer. I want you to use the social media app you prefer. Whatever it is, I want you to think about 3 things you can put in your environment right now that you prefer that would make you feel happier. And eventually, I want, from the time you wake up till the time you go to sleep, to prefer things in your life. Some people don't realize how many things they don't prefer. No wonder you're mad. By the way, if you have an addiction you're struggling with and you want to get sober, I want you to think about it. You use that substance or behavior to feel better. You don't want to do it anymore. What are you going to do? I want you to start building the things that make you feel better now. It's called pre-contemplation. As you start contemplating, you don't want to do that addiction anymore. Simultaneously, we can do work on that, but I want you to work on this piece, put more things into your life that you prefer. The more things you prefer, the better you're going to feel, right? And that's what your addiction does. It makes you feel better. So there's small things we start with. Obviously, there's big things that we're going to get to. So we're going to start small, and then we're going to go to the big things. Small things you prefer is what we're going to start with, okay? That's your homework. So what have we talked about so far? We've talked about know thyself. Like, it's important to know what you want. I've given you tools on how to do that. I've taught you how to have more of a Teflon coating where words and people aren't getting to you. I've taught you how to understand everything in life that you don't want isn't a failure. It's to teach you what you do want. I've taught you that, like in my book, that problems are just there to grow you. And life is only about growth and learning the next thing. And I've taught you about self-validation, about all day, every day, know your own preferences. So what you prefer is the next step. Next week, we're going to talk about the big preferences, those big things you can do to change your life. So we're going to start with the preferred this week. It's really important that you support my work. I want you to subscribe, like, share, and especially comment. That will keep me going. Look, I can take it. If you don't like don't be a hater. Don't tell me my hair looks bad. I probably already know that, but whatever. I want you to tell me if you disagree with something I'm saying and give me a reason why. If you prove it to me, right? Or if you need different content, let me know that as well. And for sure, give me your experience with what I'm talking about. And it's not just to keep me motivated and support this work, it's to support each other and start building community, right? That's why it's so important. All right, stay to the end for a second. Stay to the end because at the end is a little outro my son made when he was a little one. He's 6'2" now, and he's only 14. But he was little. He was my baby then. So it's just a sweet thing I have at the end with the outro. Okay, see you next time. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.
See ya.